So I'm here at the Manitou Incline in Colorado Springs, Colorado, which is by far the hardest steps climb I've ever done in my life. It makes 1,000 steps in Melbourne and the Coogee Bay steps in Sydney look like child play. While I was ascending and descending, I really thought it was a great analogy for what it's like on the journey to financial freedom. It seems really daunting when you first start, but we show you a bunch of techniques and we give you a bunch of motivation, and you're off and running and you're out and you're feeling absolutely great and you make great strides. But then you come to some big steps, some big hurdles, and that's just life, and you feel like giving up. But you keep pushing through with some motivation and some positive self-talk and some optimization. You then get through and you get some nice flat bits and you're cruising, and then unfortunately you hit another big chunk of steps, and that's just life. And you get through this again, and then you just keep grinding, you put your head down, and before you know it, you reach the top, and that's financial freedom, and it's absolutely beautiful. And once you're there, you don't come back. And then as you descend down, you can give tips to everyone else, and it's a beautiful feeling. And then you get back down to the start, and you see someone who's so fearful of starting, and you just think, God, if only they knew what I knew now, that it's actually not too hard, you've just got to start. That's the secret to building financial freedom and getting there. You've just got to start, get great advice, and be a WE member. Here I am standing in front of the most beautiful, iconic Broadmoor Hotel in Colorado Springs. It is by far one of the best hotels I've ever had the luxury of staying in the world. It's beautiful history. We've been here for the EO Colorado chapter retreat for the last 2 days. I'm very happy to announce I just got voted in as the next president. This will mean a lot of opportunities to develop my leadership skills and have the opportunity to lead 130 of the best leaders in Colorado.
I'm so excited because we are crushing it and we're best at what we do.
I'm here in one of my most favourite places in the world. It's a little secret backcountry spot of mine. And as I've been skiing, I've been thinking a lot about risk and in relation to investing and the similarities between backcountry skiing and investing, because backcountry skiing is pretty much one of the most riskiest sports you can do. You're really taking on the elements yourself and trusting your own instincts, and I've learned a lot about risk from doing this. So you'll see over my left shoulder there's a beautiful big giant cornice and a steep run down into a cliff face, and it's just delicious powder. For a skier, you look at that and you just get excited. You just want to go crush it. The only problem is though, it's a very high chance of avalanche risk there. I'd actually probably put it at about 70% chance of avalanche if I actually go over there. Now the problem with an avalanche is there's a high chance of not just injury, there's a high chance of death. So is it worth the risk of running that great line if you actually have to die? So instead, I moved over a little bit and I went over to the fall line down near the trees where the snow's a lot more stable, there's a less incline, and the chance of avalanche is dramatically reduced. There still is a chance that it could avalanche, but I feel a lot more confident there. Yes, the return of the run isn't as exciting as that one up in the cornice, but the risk-return ratio is epically advanced. It's just not worth going the other line. This is very similar to investing. When you go into really high return investment opportunities, things like speculative investments, cryptocurrencies, property developments, there's a good chance you can get a great return, but there's also a chance that you could potentially lose all of your money. And you need to be prepared for this circumstance. Now, as like backcountry skiing, in investing there's a lot of things you can mitigate. So before I came out today, I researched the snow conditions. I asked a snow patroller on the way. Once I got to the top of the mountain, I cut in some lines to see if the actual snow was breaking away, and then I decided on the right line. You can do this with investing as well. You can do your research, you can seek expert advice, you can diversify and not put all your eggs in one basket. I think risk is one of the most important things to learn in your life, in both living your life with adventure sports, but also investing. Make sure you're getting the right return on the risk. Don't make it an asymmetric risk profile.